All right, it looks like our clock has officially rolled over to 10 o'clock, so we are ready to start breaking on this March Madness St. Patrick's Day Saturday. We got a lot going on today. Between St. Patty's Day and March Madness and just general weekend stuff. It's been a pretty good day, though, because my cats won, so I'm happy about that. All right, guys, before we get started tonight, we always go through a little informational housekeeping type stuff, so let's do that first. First note you see there on the screen is that my feedback is 100% automated on eBay, so you never have to wait for me to have time to catch up on feedback. As soon as you leave positive feedback for me, you should instantly get positive feedback in return. And the second part of the message there, and the most important part of the message, is to say thank you to everyone. I always appreciate you bidding with me and breaking with me, and many of you hang out with me in chat and keep me company, which is awesome as well. Next up, we're going to take a look at the breaks that are coming up over the course of the next 5 days. You see that most of those nights we don't have a lot of one box stuff going on, just a little bit. It's kind of scaled back for the next few days. When we get to about this time next week, we'll be back in more of our general volume mode, just down a little bit for the upcoming week because I know I've got a lot going on. So tomorrow night we're going to open a half case of 2011 Prime Signatures football, and we will open a full 8-box inner case of Panini Revolution basketball. That's the hobby version, not the Chinese New Year version that we opened last month. Monday night, we'll open a Hit Parade full-size autographed helmet and the back half of a case of Heritage Baseball that we started last night, I guess it was. Tuesday night, we'll open some signed memorabilia, a mini helmet, and a jersey. We'll also open a box of 2014 Black Gold football and then a full case of select basketball. On Wednesday, both National Treasures and Gypsy Queen come out, and we will open a half case of each of those on Wednesday, which is release day. So a half case of 17 National Treasures football and a half case of Topps Gypsy Queen baseball. On Thursday, we'll open an autographed football jersey, another half case of Prime Signatures football, and the back half of a case of Panini Contenders basketball that we started a couple of days ago. So that's what we're looking at for the days ahead. For tonight, we've got a couple of breaks that are free shipping. And of course, anytime we have breaks that are completely free shipping, they're going to go out either 5 or 6 days after the auction ends. Sometimes they'll go sooner. If you have another package on the way sooner, they may hitch a ride. In the meantime, the 2 breaks that applies to tonight are the mini helmet and the gold signature, the Hit Parade Gold Signature Edition football. And the anticipated shipping date for those 2 things is Friday the 23rd. The paid shipping break tonight, which is the back half of a case of Donruss Baseball that we started earlier in the week, your anticipated shipping date for that is Wednesday the 21st. As always, that is plus or minus a day. So sometimes something may get out a day earlier. Sometimes it may fall a day later, but that's my best guess. The other thing to pay attention to if you are in the mini football break, mini football helmet break, or the gold signature edition break, obviously we're only going to have 1 hit out of each of those breaks. So those of you who do not get a hit in that break, you are still entitled to a consolation trading card for your team. Can be any year, any series. Typically going to ship with your next hit. Can come sooner by itself if you send me a message and let me know. And of course, that more information about that is also in the listing description. This brings us to our first up tonight, which is 2017 Hit Parade Series 1 autographed mini football helmet. This is break number 4, 4th time we've broken this. It ended, of course, tonight, St. Patty's Day, March the 17th, and we're live streaming it tonight, Saturday, March the 17th. Team names are on the left. Winning bidders are across from it on the right-hand side. And we will put one of these spreadsheets up before each and every break. So if you're not in this one, you're still going to have a chance to see your name in lights, of course, when we get to your break. So that's what we're looking at for this evening. I'm going to take off the autofocus right now from the camera, and I'm going to set the focus manually. So you will notice the background going out of focus a little, but not to worry. You're still going to be able to see the cards and the helmet and everything just fine. I just don't like the zooming in and out, so I kind of tweak it a little bit. Makes me happier, that's all. And I see Co-op Vlogs and Fishing is in chat and is wishing everybody happy St. Patrick's Day, I think. And he has the Reds, he says, tonight in Donruss Baseball, which we'll be getting to here in just a couple of minutes. Both of our early breaks are pretty quick ones. Oh, this is going to be a nice little hit. There's a sticker on the lid that tells me who it is, so that's how come I have a little bit of advance warning here. A nice little Earl Campbell, which of course goes to the Tennessee Titans. You may remember that Earl Campbell was a Houston Oiler, and cards and anything that we pull stays with its franchise. So of course the Houston Oilers became the Tennessee Oilers and are the current Tennessee Titans. So this nice little mini helmet signed by Earl Campbell is a hit for the Tennessee Titans tonight. And let's see if this has any other... Yeah, there is a sticker on the back there, Dave and Adams authentication sticker. And you can kind of see up in here, this, I guess... I'm not going to try to dig that out of there, but that may be a paper COA. It may just be an advertisement. But anyway, there's something inside the little mini helmet as well. And then the nice Earl Campbell Hall of Fame. So Titans, nice. Congratulations. Hi, Wayne. I didn't see you in chat till just now. You must have jumped in when I was looking at the mini helmet. I didn't see you come in. How are you tonight, man? Have you been watching any basketball today? It's been crazy all day. There's been a lot of close games. If you're into college basketball, which I am, I like college ball. So if you are in this next break for the Hit Parade Gold Signature Edition football, please take a moment to look at the information on the screen. It gives you your anticipated shipping date and also talks about what happens if you are not pulled in this break. And yeah, just a little reminder there. And this is one box of 2017 Hit Parade Gold Signature Edition football. This is break number 5 of this particular product, in football anyway. And same format as before. We'll scroll down through here and everybody can get a chance to get their mojo working. Try to bring it home for your team. And I see Jeffrey Karma has a lot of spots in here. Several of you have multiple spots, it looks like, but Jeffrey Karma has a bunch. I know why, though, because he's had some real nice hits out of these in the past. So he loads up sometimes on Gold Signature and often does pretty well with it. Wayne, you worked all day. Well, that's no fun. I worked all day today, too. But mostly on sorting and shipping is what I was working on today. Oh, and Co-op saw the Virginia game last night. Oh my gosh, I was doing a break during most of the Virginia game, but at the end of it, of course, I saw all the info, and man alive, I cannot believe first time a 16 seeds ever dumped off a 1 seed, and it was not just a 1 seed, the overall 1 seed in the entire tournament. I mean, how crazy is that? And this is Joe Flacco. There you go. We've been hitting a lot of Joe Flacco lately. We hit that autographed full-size helmet the other day, and now we hit this, which is, that is an on card. This looks like it is a press pass card, and I'm assuming, you know, that's going to be rookie. Just trying to reseat it a little bit there. Yeah, so a little Joe Flacco rookie out of press pass, hard-signed on-card auto. So the Ravens with our hit tonight. Out of Gold Signature, anyway. But it's weird with the Ravens, right? Like, sometimes you go forever and they don't hit things, and then they get in these little runs, it seems like, and you pull them out of all kinds of things. It's interesting sometimes the way that sort of stuff works. This is going to roll us right into our main event of Donruss Baseball, and I think I might have hit the camera ever so slightly. I'm trying to get that slightly back more towards center. And if you are in this Donruss break, once again, I'm anticipating that will ship out on Wednesday. As always, if I can get it to you sooner, I will, although there are a couple of breaks in front of it. So I do think Wednesday's probably the soonest it would get out. It's always possible it could slide a day later into Thursday, but I don't really think so. I think Wednesday's a fairly safe bet there. And this is 8 boxes of 2018 Donruss Baseball. It's a half case break. It's break number 4. It's the back half of a case we started the other day, and it's the last of the Donruss Baseball that I have on hand. You will note that Team USA cards had their own bidding spot. So any cards we pull that are USA Baseball, Team USA will go to that bidding spot right there. Otherwise, outside of that, everything else is as normal with our team names and our winning bidders across from it. And it's time to get into some Donruss. And Donruss, you know, Donruss takes a while. So if you want a snack or something to drink, whatever, you should probably think about loading it up, bringing it with you. This takes a while. We'll be at least probably an hour in this break, maybe more than. So there's a couple of things we're going to talk about here with Donruss. First off, I'm trying to get this in a way that doesn't bug me. What's the boxes that we haven't opened yet, I mean. We are looking for 3 hits per box. Can be autograph or memorabilia or some combination thereof. As with any Panini product, they say on average. So what that means to you and I in the real world is that sometimes they replace one of our hits with a Panini rewards point card. If that happens tonight, we will award the rewards point card to a team at the end of the break using random.org. The other thing that we should note there is sometimes, not very often fortunately, but sometimes they just flat out don't put the right amount of hits in something. And you just get one less than you're supposed to get. Sometimes you get one more than you're supposed to get. That happens occasionally with tops too. And again, fortunately, not really often, but some. The other thing about Panini, they put the cards in here going in 100 different directions. And rather than constantly flipping the cards back and forth, which I think kind of is just unnecessary handling, I'm just going to cruise through looking at them upside down unless someone objects. If you don't want to do it that way and you want them flipped each time, jump into chat and let me know. This black and white version will find one of these for several different players. And even though technically Panini considers them short prints, we will find a lot of them for each of those players. So kind of, you know, they're not really what we would maybe truly think of as a short print, not in the Topps sense of the word anyway. Our first hit out is Diamond Collection for the Astros, Joe Musgrove. And chat, oh, that's the other thing I was going to say. If you happen to, that's the wrong sleeve. If you're watching live and you can't see chat, you hear me interacting with people in chat, but you can't see it yourself or can't add anything to the chat, 2 things that you need to know. One is that you should be logged into YouTube to make that happen. The other thing is that if you are on a mobile device, you probably are going to have to click the little thing that says view the desktop version. And outside of that, you should be able to see it. French Connection, this of course is the Montreal Expos, which again, the former Montreal Expos are the current Washington Nationals. So that card will go to the Nationals. It's numbered to 199. We will find some cards in here that have multiple teams on them, that have 2 teams or 3 teams. Those we will set aside, and they will also be awarded by way of random when we get to the end of the break. J.D. Martinez, Out of This World, insert numbered to 349. for the D-backs. A rated rookie, Willie Calhoun for the Rangers, numbered to 324. That's cool. I think Willie Calhoun's going to be a pretty good little player. And so there are lots and lots and lots of variations in Donruss. You probably see as we're going through them. I mean, there's a tremendous number of them. In fact, there's really probably more inserts than there are true base cards in this set. So again, you know, Panini marks them all as short prints. They would call them short prints, but every time I sort a half case, we have tons and tons of the same one. So to me, that's not really what I would consider a true short print. But in theory, they are. I mean, there'll be nickname variations and photo variations and all kinds of stuff in here. This is an example of one of our 3-team cards. We have the Astros, the Cardinals, and the Indians with Correa, Molina, and Lindor. So that will be set aside. As I mentioned, we will find a number that have 2 teams on them as well. So all of that stuff set aside to be dealt with at the end of the break. And I want to find Ohtani in here. I mean, I know everybody does, but I'm really, I'm feeling like we're due for Ohtani. I really think we are. This is Pedro Severino for the Nationals, Promising Pros Materials. It is numbered to 99, and we've got a little bit of stuff going on down here. Some little rough edges and chipping and whatnot down here in this bottom edge and right corner. I don't know how well you can tell because the player's leg is down there too, but it's kind of to the right of where his leg ends. There's some chipping, and again, a little bit of wear on the corners of that one. I try to point that stuff out when I see it, but sometimes I don't catch it until I'm sorting, but I try. There are some of these that could have blank backs or clear backs, some people call them, and there are so many cards in this break. I don't flip every card over to look at it as we go along. However, oftentimes, if they are in there, they're going to be inserted with the blank side or the clear side up anyway, because that's kind of what Panini's hallmark is. Their trading, or their, what's the word I'm trying to say? It's what they do quite often. Their hits will be the opposite side, like this, Ivan Rodriguez, and we're looking at it from the back side because that's how they insert them. And we hit one of these in the first half of the case too for the Marlins, and there isn't one in the second half. So super nice hit for the Marlins with the Ivan Rodriguez. I'm really kind of surprised that we had 2 of them in the same case because that's a pretty sweet little hit. This is an example of a 2-team card, which will be set aside to be sorted out later. But back to what I was saying about the clear backs. Normally, we would probably find them because the blank back would be facing up in the pack when we got to it, so I would recognize it, we would see it. But if there are some that we don't see in here for whatever reason, they're not facing the opposite way or whatever, then of course I would try to catch them in sorting. I'm really kind of jazzed that we hit the Rodriguez again. Because that's the thing with the Marlins. It's sink or swim, right? You either hit something awesome like Ichiro or Ivan Rodriguez, or you kind of hit nothing. There's not much in between with the Marlins. This is to 999, Joey Gallo long ball insert for the Rangers. There are a few teams, it seems, that are that way. You either hit something fantastic or you skunk. Not just in Panini, Topps too, as far as that goes, but anyway, I'm glad to see that one. Mickey Mantle, numbered to 500. And that little dark baseball there, that is what Panini would use to indicate a short print. So like this one, the Syndergaard, where it's a nickname version, they're going to have that as a short print according to their designation. Foundations insert Mike Trout for the Angels, numbered to 999. Here's a Team USA card, and again, remember these had their own bidding position, so they will, any Team USA hits or cards that we pull go to that bidding position. This one is Travis Swaggerty, numbered to 999. And when it's two players, but they're on the same team, obviously we don't have to worry about those going to random. So I know you've probably seen a few of those go by and wonder why I'm not setting them aside. That's why. If it's two players for the same team, we don't worry about random in that case. Black and white parallel for those come. I'm going to show you this because we're going to find this a bunch of times. The collation that they use, there's a bunch of times where you find the black and white Chris Bryant, followed by the black and white Mickey Mantle, followed by the black and white Rod Carew for the Angels. And we will find that probably 2 or 3 other times in this half case in that exact order, because that's just how they collate them. It's kind of interesting. This is numbered to 99. Kirby Puckett. It is a press proof for the Twins. I mean, most things like that, you don't really notice if there's a huge pattern. But those 3 cards come together so often in a row that I noticed it right away. Like probably a couple boxes into the first half of the break. I was like, wait a minute, don't we keep seeing all those together? Well, it was maybe more than a couple boxes in, but part of the way through the first case anyway. So in that last box, we had the 1 signature, which was Ivan Rodriguez, and then the 2 relics. And even though this is the last of the Donruss, there is more heritage left to break. As you saw on the spreadsheet earlier, we've got the back half of a case that we'll be tearing into Monday night. And then there's still yet another case or 2 that I don't have listed yet that will go up sometime in the next couple of weeks. But of course, Wednesday, one of my personal favorites, Gypsy Queen, comes out. And we will start busting into it Wednesday night. So there we go. That's what I was talking about, the blank back or the clear back. And sure enough, it was with the blank side up so we could spot it. And that is Charlie Blackmon for the Colorado Rockies. Mike Trout numbered insert to 500 for the Angels. So co-op vlogs and fishing, what kind of fishing do you do? Are you deep sea fishing? Are you fishing in ponds or fly fishing? What are you working on? How do you, what's your pleasure, if you will? I have a cousin who lives in Texas now, but he loves to fish. All growing up, he would go fishing a couple times a week. I went with him a few times. We had those like bamboo poles, you know, not like a rod and reel, even just a bamboo pole. That's what he had. I don't really know why that's what he had, but that's what he had, so that's what we used. And this is an Andrew Benintendi for the Red Sox. It's not exactly black and white. They call it sepia, but again, we will find that one a number of times as well. Here's a little insert for the Reds. Is that Tony Perez and Dave Concepcion? Who is that? Yeah, cool. Reds are my team, see, so I recognize the Reds even way back from the Big Red Machine. Oh, you're pondsing in the lake. Okay, cool. Mickey Mantle Dominator insert, numbered to 999 for the Yankees. Lake bass and catfish. Okay. That's cool. As I said, I used to go some when I was younger with my cousin who went all the time. And one time I caught I don't remember how old I was at that point, but probably not real old, like maybe 10, something like that, 10, 11. And I caught a bass, and it was a pretty good size bass, and I brought it home for my mom to fix it. So my mom was, you know, gonna clean it and whatever for us to eat it. I mean, she did clean it and whatnot. But when she was cleaning it, she noticed, I guess it was pregnant. And then she told me that. And then I was like, oh my gosh, it freaked me out. This is Reese Hoskins, rated rookie. Because, you know, I had killed this pregnant fish. And so that was mostly the end of my fishing. Because it just flipped me out. So there you go. That's my fishing story. But before that, I did fish a lot. But it's funny, the things you remember from being a kid, right? I mean, but I very vividly remember that. But, ooh, that was not a kind of thing I was good with. Just like in science class when they wanted us to dissect things. Yeah, I was not good with that either. All those things were not fun for me. Jose Altuve, out of this world insert, Houston Astros to 999. Oh, we might have us a little dual auto here, possibly. This is Gary Sanchez on one side. Yeah, we do. And then we have Posada on the other side, passing the torch signature. Very, very cool. Oh, love that. Yankees, look at your hit. Like it very much. Mike Trout, 306, I think that said. Because they number everything super weird in here for, see, here comes our set again. There's Chris Bryant, there's Mickey Mantle, and there's Rod Carew. Whoops. That is, oh, they're both the Angels, so that's okay. Hey, William. You have the Yankees in here tonight. Then you just hit an awesome card, man. You had some good stuff in here the other day, too, when you had the Yankees, didn't you? Or was that somebody else that had it the first time around? We hit, like, all those Yankees, including the... Oh... There was a Clint Frazier, I think. There was the whammy. It was maybe a break or two back. Oh, it was somebody else? Okay. I thought it was, I don't know why I thought it was you. Well, you had some teams in here last night, but for some reason, well, not in here in Heritage, but for some reason I thought you had some of the teams in when we hit a bunch of Yankees the last time. This is numbered to 99. Barry Larkin, press proof for my Cincinnati Reds. What are you asking me about, Mickey Mantle, William? Nolan Arenado, to 349 All-Stars insert for the Rockies. A Team USA, this is another Travis Swaggerty to 999. Another 2-team card we've got to set aside over there to figure out at the end of the break where those are going to go. Padres with a hit, Diamond Collection Relic Hunter Renfroe. Oh, with the Yankees hit a minute ago, it was the dual auto. It was the passing the torch signature. It was Sanchez on one side and what's his head on the other side. Why am I blanking on his name? I just said it a minute ago and I know it. The other catcher for the Yankees from the, you know, the good catcher from the Yankees. Hernandez for the Blue Jays Diamond Collection Relic. And I'm totally blanking on the name of the... hang on a minute. There's another 3-team card. Posada is on one side. That's I knew it would come to me eventually. And Gary Sanchez was on the other, on a passing the torch autograph. So dual, but an autograph on each side. You know, like they do with the passing the torch in elite football and that sort of thing, if you break football. Anyway. Passing the torch is always some of my favorites out of elite. And so they've got them here in Donruss Baseball too. Oh, well, true. I mean, that's not who signed it, but yeah, that's true. Munson is probably maybe the first one that might come to mind. But that's not who was on there. Still a pretty cool little hit, though. Another Abreu for the White Sox with the black and white. We have a Promising Pros Materials hit for the Marlins, Brian Ellington. Mookie Betts All-Star insert, numbered to 999 for the Red Sox. Long ball Cody Bellinger for the Dodgers, numbered to 999. Yeah, originally I was kind of thinking that I wanted to get all of the Donruss and all of the Heritage broken before Gypsy Queen came out, because it was supposed to be that we would have a week or so to break Gypsy Queen, and then we would roll right into Inception Baseball, Topps Inception. But Topps has moved the date for Inception. They must be having some kind of production problems, because it didn't even say when the new date was. It just said it will not be in March and it will not be in April. I was like, ooh, that's kind of ominous. Cameron Gallagher for the Royals. Got a bunch of catcher signatures tonight. So, I guess it's a good thing that I didn't run through all of the Heritage before we got up to Gypsy Queen, because we're probably going to have a little space to fill where we would normally have had, there's our set again, where we would have normally had a new release come out in between there that we're not going to have. So, well, we'll have it eventually, but sounds like it may be way up into the year. And I hate when they do that kind of stuff, because I try to plan when my breaks are going to be around what the releases are, so that there's always something to break for each of the sports, or each of the sports I do anyway, which are the basketball, football, and baseball. So then when they mess us up and delay a release or something like that, then sometimes I don't have anything to fill the gap. This is to 149, Nick Meyer for Team USA bidding position. Oh, co-op vlogs and fishing. You're a catcher? Well, I have a soft spot for catchers because Johnny Bench is my favorite player. Actually, Johnny Bench and Hank Aaron are my two favorite players. But since the Reds are my team, you know, I kind of have to give Johnny the edge. So I have a little soft spot for catchers. Andrew McCutchen for the Pirates to 159. A George Brett black and white for Kansas City. And I think catching is probably one of the harder jobs. And I don't know that catchers really get as much credit as they should sometimes. You got a lot going on back there. Especially you have to worry about people stealing bases and everything else. And not to mention, it's just got to be really hard on your knees. I wouldn't want to be a catcher. A lot of pressure. Of course, I guess every position has a lot of pressure in its own way, but I think outfield would be the way to go because they can just kind of hang out and then run really hard every once in a while. I'm sure there's a lot more to it than that, but that's what it seems like, doesn't it? That's the 305 Corey Seager for the Dodgers. Oh, you got to meet Johnny Bench? Oh, I'm jealous now. I love me some Johnny Bench. My sister was always the Pete Rose fan, but I was always Johnny. This is to 99, Salvador Perez, Kansas City Royals. I actually have his rookie card. I traded my cousins for it when I was younger. They were older and they collected, and they would trade me things all the time. So I talked him out of a Johnny Bench rookie card somewhere along the way. And, of course, back then, I mean, when I got it from them was, well, this will date me, but that's okay. It was in the late 70s. So there were no such things as top loaders and sleeves and all that. And I loved that card. I would carry that card around with me. And, of course, I had all kinds of other cards, too. But then as I got older, and when I was in high school and college, I sold all my cards. I didn't keep hardly any, but I did keep that Johnny Bench rookie and a handful of Hank Aaron cards. Richard Urena for the Toronto Blue Jays. And maybe a few others. I mean, I kept like a couple dozen, and I sold thousands of them because I just, at some point, I lost interest for a long time, and I stopped collecting, and then I just started getting back into it a few years ago after a long hiatus, and wow, found things were a lot different. This is numbered to 500 on the Andahar for the Yankees. But to this day, I still have that well-worn, well-loved Johnny Bench rookie card. It would probably grade like a 5 or something. I mean, might not even grade that, I don't know. But I'm still glad I have it. And it gives me good memories of trading with my cousins and stuff, so. In fact, I saw, I hadn't seen the cousins I got that from in several years. I saw them late last year. My grandmother passed, and at her funeral I saw them, and we were talking about all that stuff. I was like, I still have that card. They're like, oh, don't tell me that. It's probably worth so much money. I was like, no, I carried it around for too long. Beat it up. This is to 352, Cody Bellinger for the Dodgers. And a relic for Dansby Swanson for the Braves. A little diamond collection Dansby. Foundations insert Jose Altuve to 999 for the Astros. Another Benintendi Sepia. This is box number 4 of 8 that I'm cutting the plastic on right now. Well, I hope when you met Johnny Bench that he was as nice as he seems, because he seems like he would just be such a nice guy. So I hope he was. And if he was really mean and awful, don't tell me, because it'll ruin my whole image of him. Whoops. Well, I was trying to reach over here and wake up my computer screen, and instead I managed to knock over my stuff. Oh, he was nice. Good. I'm very glad that he was nice. Foundations. Manny Machado to 999. Orioles. Did you see where Aaron Judge got a reprimand from MLB the other day because he was talking about how good Manny Machado would look in pinstripes in advance, obviously, of his free agency, which will be after this season. To 999, Logan Morrison. I don't know if he'll get fined for that or not. I mean, in football, or basketball rather, if you... they call it tampering. You do that in basketball, man, you're going to get slapped with a big fine. This is Sean Manaea, Oakland A's relic. Yeah, the Yankees had to come out, like, because he said it in some interview, right? And so it immediately, everybody knows about it, everybody's talking about it, so then the Yankees have to come out and say, like, oh, well, that's, you know, Aaron's opinion is not endorsed by the Yankees, or, you know, whatever they said, to basically try to make it look like they didn't want to get in trouble. But I'm sure secretly they're probably glad he said it. Unless they get a big fine, then they might not be glad he said it. I mean, Magic Johnson got a huge tampering fine in regard to, was it LeBron? I can't remember who it was. It's just been recently, too. He was talking about someone in free agency on one of the late night talk shows, I think it was. And it was maybe the second time he had done it. And he got slapped with a gigantic fine, like in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. They don't play around in the NBA, man. So I don't know what they do to you in MLB for tampering, but Nick Williams for the Phillies. I first saw Nick and saw red and thought, ooh, maybe we're going to hit Nick Senzel. But instead, we have Nick Williams for the Phillies. Which I'm glad for the Phillies, but I'm sad that it wasn't Nick Senzel for my Reds, because I would like to pull that. And man, I hope that they get Hunter Green in Bowman, because I was really surprised that he wasn't in Bowman draft. I couldn't believe, really, that they didn't have him in Bowman draft. So they better have him in regular Bowman coming up. I'm going to be super unhappy if they don't. That's to 199, Will Myers. San Diego Padres. Of course, talking about my Redskin. But I'm assuming most of you that are in this break, you probably know who Hunter Green is. Nick Madrigal to $9.99. Yes, I know. I'd like to find you the Nick Senzel for sure. Co-op vlogs. I would love to pull a Nick Senzel for you. Pulled him out of some things last year, but he in general was not a super easy pull last year, not coming out in huge numbers. That's to 290, Jose Ramirez for the Indians. Talking out of Bowman and things, of course. He was somewhat tough in several products last year. It looks like in, oh gosh, I just blanked on it. You know, Leaf has so many different products. I'm always trying to think which one am I trying to say. Trinity, I think is it. Leaf Trinity Baseball looks pretty awesome this year. That's the one that has the really nice patches and on-card autos. And it's usually prospects and recent draft picks. I haven't seen the checklist yet, so I don't know if Hunter Green is in it or not. But I do know there's some really nice Ohtani in it that are inscriptions. This is to 199, Ozzie Smith for the Cardinals. And I don't know when that comes out, but fairly soon, I think. Maybe within the next couple of weeks, we'll have Leaf Trinity. Well, here's a Cincinnati Red for you. How about that? Tyler Mayo. So yay, since he hits. Didn't he win the other day? I think he did. I think he pitched and won in preseason. Javier Baez for the Cubbies. We did get you one, see? I think it must take, I think we must be, chat is probably a couple of, it's usually only like 15 or 20 seconds behind live when chat will show up, but it must be slower than that today because that just now popped up in chat. And of course, we saw that card go by a few minutes, well, not a few minutes ago, but a minute or two ago, to 999 Aaron Judge All-Stars insert. So there might be more of a delay than usual for chat to show up after you type it in. Buster Posey, press proof, to 99 for the Giants. Robbie Ray, D-backs, to 500. Yeah, we won't be doing, I guess, any more Donruss this year. Normally, Donruss is readily available. You can buy it way after release, so I never bring in a lot of it up front. A couple cases, like I did this year, and then figure, okay, well, I'll go back and get some more later when we have some gap time, you know, in between new releases and stuff. And by golly, they sold out of it from Panini within like a day or something of the time it came out, it seems like. And there are places that still have it. There's still distributors and some online places that still have it available, but they've you know, increase the price, obviously, since Panini is sold out of it. So I don't guess we'll probably open any more of it beyond what we're doing tonight. At least not in the near future. But we have Heritage and Gypsy Queen to keep us company, so I guess we'll be all right. I'm bummed, though, that Inception got moved, because I like Inception a lot. I always order a lot of Inception, because it's a cool product. There's good hits in it, and since they started adding our young superstars to it as well, I mean, it's like you just can't go wrong with it. J.D. Davis for the Houston Astros. I pulled a tremendous amount of Mike Trout out of Inception last year. Low-numbered Mike Trout with awesome patches and autos. This is to 249 for USA Baseball Dallatry, something like that. I'm sure that's not pronounced right, but we all know I butcher the names. So my point in saying that is I wonder if they're going to have a lot of Aaron Judge in there this year. Since there was a lot of Mike Trout in there last year, maybe they're going to have a lot of Aaron Judge and Cody Bellinger and that sort of thing, because they do put, you know, the hot players in there usually. Alan Dickerson for the Padres with promising pros materials. Oh, Co-op Vlogs, was that your J.D. Davis as well for the Astros? I don't know what all teams you have tonight. I just saw you say in there when we first signed on that you had the Reds. And of course I remembered that because the Reds are my team. Baltimore Orioles. How about a little Chance Sisco? Nice. Verlander, Astros, 219, oddly enough. Whoops. They put that on the 2-team stack, not the 3-team stack. Oh, no, you do just have the Reds? Okay. Hey, the San Diego Chicken. San Diego Chicken goes to the San Diego Padres. I'm assuming pretty much everybody would expect that. But I did have somebody last year who freaked out over the San Diego Chicken going to the San Diego Padres. Because he said that the San Diego Chicken was more than the mascot for just the Padres, that it visited other San Diego area teams as well. Like, well, okay, but there's only one baseball team in San Diego, and this is a baseball break. This is to 500 Frank Thomas for the White Sox. But he was just beside himself and thought that the San Diego Chicken cards should be done in random because the mascot was not specific to only the Padres. Bryce Harper for the Nationals. This is 285. But yeah, the San Diego Chicken cards go to the San Diego Padres. What product was it? Somebody told me recently they got a relic with San Diego Chicken with some of the feathers off of the costume or the relic on the card. I can't remember what card series it was, though. Somebody told me that in chat. I was like, oh, that is so awesome. I would love to have the San Diego Chicken relic card because I just think it's cool. Clint Frazier rated rookie to 448 for the Yankees. I kind of wish our mascot was better for the Reds. Like, Mr. Red is not that interesting to me. This is to, or Big Red, or whatever we call him, that's to 99 for Logan Morrison, Tampa Bay Rays. He's basically just like Mr. Met, except he's for the Reds. Of course, what are you really going to do? You can't really, what kind of mascot are you going to have for the Reds? This is to 149, Joey Gallo for the Rangers. It's not like a whole lot of options, I suppose. Jose Altuve Dominator, numbered to 999 for the Astros. I'm just glad I'm home tonight breaking cards and not out. For years, I was the district manager for a beer company. And so every St. Patrick's Day, I would have to be out in the bars. I know, right? You guys are thinking, oh, paid to be out in the bars. What a terrible job. But I tell you, when you have to be out in the bars on St. Patrick's Day, and you're sober and everybody else is drunk and you're giving away little t-shirts and tchotchkes, you know, to promote your beer, and everybody's trying to mob you and tackle you and run you down, and I had to go all over the place from like place to place to place. I start at like 10 in the morning and the bars would already be full on St. Patrick's Day usually. And you have to go until like 1 in the morning hitting all these bars. Oh my gosh. Miguel Sano relic. Yeah, so I loved St. Patrick's Day until probably about the second or third year on the job doing that. And then I was like, oh, I dread St. Patrick's Day. So now I'm just kind of glad to be home. It's out of this world to $9.99 Mickey Mantle insert for the Yankees and not having to deal with a bunch of drunk people on St. Patty's Day. Which, you know, if you're out and you're the drunk one, then it's fun. But you're out and you're the sober one and everybody else is drunk, oh, it's not as much fun. All right, so we have 3 boxes left. That includes this box that I am taking out of the wrappers right now. It is one of the 3. J.P. Crawford, Phillies are going to have another hit. Meanwhile, they're just going, hey, where's Rhys Hoskins? Well, we'll work on that. We'll try to find that one somewhere along the way as well. Adam Frazier for the Pirates, and that is a relic and a signature. So nice little hit for the Pirates. Adam Frazier. Looks like we've got maybe, you know, some minor imperfections, particularly this lower right corner. You can see that little spot of white down there. It's not too bad, but a little bit of imperfection on it. Of course, it's very rare for anything to come out of the pack at anything that would grade a 10, or a lot of times not even grade a 9 out of the pack. Diamond Collection for the A's, Jarrell Cotton relic. But I guess that's why the 10s sell for as much money as they do. Hard to come by. To 199, Drew Pomeranz for the Red Sox. I don't think I said Red Sox, did I? I thought it, but I don't think I said it out loud. All the cards do ship out of here, base and everything, the whole 9 yards will head your way. If I ever do a break where not all the base cards ship, it will say it in the description, kind of down in the area. You know, if you scroll down and there's the part that would, like tonight, for instance, would have said 8 times 2018 Donruss Baseball, you know, half case break, blah, blah, blah. Right in the same area where it tells the day and time of the break. That's where I will put it if we ever do a break where base cards do not ship. Most of the time I do ship them, though. Because people generally want them. You know, you set build or whatever you do with them. Maybe give them away or whatever. But generally speaking, my experience is people mostly want the base cards, so... Max Scherzer Dominator. That is numbered to 25. Nice low number for the Nats on that Dominator insert. And some people get, you know, a lot of base cards graded and things. I definitely know people who, if they think somebody's going to be really hot, they'll grade a bunch of their paper cards as well for that player. To 59. Giancarlo for the Yankees. And sometimes it pays off. I mean, there were a couple of different points last year where Aaron Judge's paper base cards were going for what I would consider to be like really healthy prices. Because they were fairly plentiful, you know. Seth Beer to 349 for Team USA. I bought some more Bowman Chrome mini sets, you know, the factory sets. I have bought so many sets of those this year because I want to open the parallels, right? So that's, I buy them. I don't open the factory sealed set of cards, but they have the little mini parallels in separate packs inside there. You know, so it's like a big outer box that has the 3 packs of mini parallels, and then a sealed box of the full set in there as well, inside the big outer box. Anyway, I keep buying them to open the parallels because I keep thinking somewhere along the way I'm bound to hit Aaron Judge or Cody Bellinger, right? I have not. There's 30 of those every time you open one, and out of all of them I've opened, still have not found Cody or Aaron. Corey Seager relic for the Dodgers. And that's just for me. Like, I just wanted it for me. But I cannot hit it. And, of course, when they came out, they were 180 or something a set. So I bought some then. Then they went down to 135 or so. I bought some more then. And then they went down, it's like 120. I bought some more then. Still have not hit it. It's just killing me. I should have, I don't know. I don't know. I don't guess I'm going to hit it. Max Scherzer Mound Marvels to 999 for the Nationals. And I don't really know why exactly that I want them, because I mean, I do like the Dodgers a little. I used to live in LA, so I've got a little bit of a soft spot for the Dodgers and everything. But for some reason, I just wanted those two, but I've been unable to hit them. Dominator Justin Verlander to $9.99. And I pulled a ton of Aaron Judge stuff last year out of a bunch of products. I mean, not for me personally, in breaks. This is to 331 Moncada for the White Sox. So I thought, it can't be that hard to pull it, right? I mean, there's 30 of them per thing. Oh, wrong. Roberto Alomar for the Indians to 199. And I have to say, I really thought that we would have an easier time pulling Ohtani out of the Panini products than out of Heritage. Because obviously he's in Heritage as an SSP anyway. We all knew that. But I thought he was going to be a little easier to hit in Panini. He has not been really very easy to hit here either. So watch, he'll be all over the Leaf product I was talking about a while ago. He'll probably be in that like crazy, and I didn't order very much of it. So that'll be my luck. Like every case, there'll be 5 Ohtanis in it or something, and I will have had, have like 2 cases of it. But I think I really do only have 2 cases of Trinity Baseball. Most of the Leaf stuff, that's about what I order. But you get really good value for your money with them. I mean, it's usually 5 or 6 cards a box, and depending on the product, like in the case of this one, has the nice, really nice relics that go along with it. Not all of them have relics, depending on the product, but their stuff is really usually well done, and you get a lot of hits for the money. This is to 149 Out of This World Mickey Mantle. But they don't make a lot of it either, so that's another one. Like, you can't necessarily just go and say, oh, I want 5 cases of it. They'll be like, you can want 5 cases, but you won't get 5 cases. That is Herrera to 281. So most of the time, that's about what I can get for the Leaf stuff. I can usually get 2. Sometimes I can get 3 cases of it, but a lot of times it's a couple of cases, and that's what they limit me to. So but somebody had a nice preview, and I can't think where I saw it. I need to find the link to it, but had a nice preview of that product and showed some of the Ohtani inscriptions in it in Trinity. They're pretty nice. This is a nice hit for the Dodgers with Alex Verdugo. Not that he really spent a lot of time on his signature there, but I mean, I guess that's just how he signs it, but it's kind of a tiny little signature in that giant space. I always just wish they would fill up the space more. But anyway, that's a nice hit, Dodgers. Joey Votto, my man Joey Votto to 257 for the Cincinnati Reds. I'm so glad he doesn't want to go anywhere. Even though he doesn't win very much with poor Cincinnati, he wants to stay there. So I'm glad about that. I'm still unhappy that we lost Zach Cozart, although everybody knew it was coming. I still, you always hold out that little bit of hope until it's a done deal. But he'll have fun with the Angels this year. The Angels are going to be a fun team to watch, hopefully. Red Sox. There is your little rookie Rafael Devers. Relic Diamond Collection. Eddie Matthews, Milwaukee Brewers, 2/500. I see a little gold edge shining back here. And that is for the Marlins. It's numbered to 99. It's Giancarlo again. Oh, nope, sorry. It is for the Yankees. Sometimes they have them in here in both teams, but this does say New York on it. I thought since they had him in the Marlins uniform, maybe they had left him for the Marlins on this one, but they didn't. So Yankees to 99 out of this world. Stanton insert. Buster Posey, Giants, 320, I think that says. See, I like Buster Posey, too. I'm telling you, it's the catchers. I like the catchers. Elite Series Trey Turner to 999 for the Nats. And we have got a few packs left here and then one box. So 4 packs out of this next to last box and then 1 full box remaining. At the end of the break, I will recap our signature and relic hits, and we'll also deal with our cards that have 2 and 3 teams on them and talk about how those are going to be distributed. This is an artist proof, and that is numbered to 10. Orlando Arcia for the Brewers. That is, yeah. Thought that was 2 different teams, but had to double check and make sure. Promising Pros relic Mo Williamson for the Giants. George Springer to 199, who had a tremendous World Series for the Astros. All right, last box, box 8. Arizona Diamondbacks, Christian Walker, Promising Pros Materials. That is the wrong sleeve. I realized as soon as I picked it up that I grabbed it out of the wrong pile. For the Giants, we have Reyes Moranta. I am not familiar with him, so I don't know if that is a good hit or not for the Giants. I don't even remember running across his name anywhere, so I don't even know where he is in the pecking order of their farm system. Buster Posey Elite Series for the Giants to 999. For the Indians, Andrew Miller to 500. Whoops. A Sepia Benintendi. We've got a bunch of them, but I still kind of set them aside, the sepias and the black and whites. Mike Trout, Out of This World, 999 Angels. Has anybody done any breaks or anything with opening day? I don't break opening day just because it's the SSPs in there are, while they're great, they're nice, but they're really, really hard to hit. I mean, they're less than 1 per case, I think. Mickey Mantle Dominator to 249 for the Yankees. And that's really kind of the only chase in opening day are the SSPs. And it's a 20-box case, so falling less than 1 per case in a 20-box case doesn't give you much else to look at. That's to 49 star power. But I do think some people break them for the Angels. So I'm just curious how frequently you're seeing even Ohtani's base cards and things come out of there. Juan Gonzalez, relic for the Rangers. Another 3-team card. We're closing in on it. We don't have a lot left. Greg Allen for the Indians. Arenado Diamond Kings insert to 290. Rockies. Luis Severino Yankees to 199. My screen keeps trying to time out on me over there. But I have to keep it awake so I can make sure I see what I'm doing. Otherwise, that might be problematic. American Pride Tim Kate to 999. So again, that goes to Team USA, to USA Baseball insert. See an Andrew Benintendi insert coming up. That is to 199, the sepia. All right, we do have a little housekeeping to do here before we move onward. So first up, we have our three team cards, and there is Houston, St. Louis, and Cleveland. So Astros, Cardinals, Indians. What I will do with that is we're going to go to random. I will put in top team, middle team, bottom team, basically. And the reason I'm going to do it that way instead of typing in the actual team names is in case there happened to be some other three-team card that I somehow did not set aside, and it would be over there perhaps in the stack that I would find when sorting. If we do it that way, this would it would take care of that as well. I don't think there's any other over there, but just to be on the safe side. And I will hit random 3 different times here. The first 2 times don't count. It's the third time that will determine where those cards are going to go. So first one you can ignore, second one ignore. Here comes our third and final. There's 3 times, our date and time stamp, and it is going to the top team. So in this case, the Houston Astros are going to get these cards. Now again, as I said, if I happen to find one somewhere along the way over there that involved 3 teams and they were 3 different teams, I don't think I will because I haven't seen any others that are 3 teams, but just in case, that way we would be covered and it would go to whatever team was listed on the top. And of course that I wrote on the sleeve, not on the card. I think you guys would know that, but you never know. Sometimes people are watching and they only see that and they don't see it go into a sleeve, and then they get a little concerned. So on these 2 team cards, we will put top team and bottom team, and we'll do the same thing because again, there may legitimately be other 2 team cards in that stack that I somehow didn't catch going through. So this would take care of that same scenario as well. All right, so 3 times once again, and the first 2 times are not going to count, so it'll be the third and final random that we pay attention to. So you can ignore that one, ignore this one. Here comes our one that counts. 3 times, date and time stamp goes to the bottom team. So in this case, so this card will go, the Sandberg, of course, is going to go to the Cubs, Orioles, Reds, Orioles, Orioles, Royals, Cubs, Reds, Reds, Cardinals, Reds, Cardinals. Oh, I blanked back. How about that? And that is, well, let's just find that so we know where that goes. So the Reds, okay, because you can see, for comparison's sake, that's the same card, and the Reds are on the bottom. So this blank back one will also go to the Reds. We'll just mark that now so we don't have to worry about any confusion over that later. And then Chicago Cubs on the last one. So that takes care of our multi-team cards. Here are our Team USA cards. Remember, this was its own bidding position. So the one bidding position takes all of the Team USA cards that we are looking at right there. We'll do a quick little spin through of our numbered inserts. There are quite a lot of them. I mean, I'm not going to read off all the numbers again, but sometimes if someone's watching after the break, you know, you're just watching the recorded or the uploaded version. This is in there because it's a blank back. It's not numbered, but is blank back. This way you can still get an overview of what you might be expecting to arrive. Yeah, there's lots of numbered cards in here, as you can see, but that's all right. That's a good thing, you know, gives us something extra to look forward to, right? And then, of course, after we look through the last of these, we will recap our signature and relic hits. So we have Greg Allen for the Indians, the Rangers with a relic, Diamondbacks Promising Pros relic, Giants Promising Pros relic, the Red Sox relic, nice little Alex Verdugo signature for the Dodgers, Dodgers with another hit, Corey Seager relic, Jarrell Cotton for the A's, Promising Pros, that's a signature, or Emerging Pros, sorry. No, Promising Pros again. Sorry. I was like, what is wrong with me? A relic and signature for the Pirates, Adam Frazier. J.P. Crawford for the Phillies. Miguel Sano relic, Twins. And for the Padres, the Dickerson Promising Pros Materials relic. Reyes Moranta, Giants signature. Nice little Chase Cisco for the Orioles. Davis, J.D. Davis for the Astros. Javier Baez, Cubbies with a little pinstripe on it. And for the Cincinnati Reds, there's Tyler Mahle signature. Nick Williams for the Phillies. A relic for the A's. It was the A's, wasn't it? Yeah. Dansby for the Braves with a relic. Richard Urena for the Toronto Blue Jays signature. Cameron Gallagher for the Royals. For the Marlins, Brian Ellington Promising Pros relics. Hernandez relic for the Blue Jays. Hunter Renfroe relic, Padres. Here's our nice little passing the torch signature. Posada on one side and Gary Sanchez on the other. So that is a nice little dual auto for the Yankees. And then the Marlins with the nice Ivan Rodriguez significant signatures. Cool little hit. Pedro Severino relic for the Nats. And finally, the Joe Musgrove relic for the Astros. So that's our recap of this half of Donruss Baseball. I will throw up the spreadsheet information again for someone who perhaps is watching after the fact on delay. You can see your shipping, your anticipated shipping date and all that relevant information right there on the screen now. And again, that Wednesday is an estimate, can go a day earlier or a day later. I don't think it'll go earlier because there's a lot in front of it, but it's always possible it could go a day later, but hopefully it'll go on that day. And then one more quick look at the upcoming days ahead. So if you're here, if you like baseball, come join me again on Monday night for Heritage. Then, of course, Wednesday night, Gypsy Queen, when that comes out. So once again, thanks, everyone. I appreciate you joining me tonight, bidding with me, breaking with me, chatting with me. I hope you're having a great St. Patrick's Day and a nice weekend. And until tomorrow night, we'll see you. I hope you have good luck somewhere breaking, if you didn't have good luck here. Although hopefully you had good luck here. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.